All right. So I guess it's live. Welcome. Welcome to Coffee Talk. And yay, I have two beautiful guests today. How fun is this? Vladi is in Croatia and Lorraine is in Florida, and I'm in California. We're making a nice triangle across the world. And today we wanted to talk a little bit about where is home, because we just jumped on and we were like, wow, I'm looking at where would I like to live next, and where is the place that is looking for me to own or
to be owned.
To be owned. Yes. Yes. Because
Yes.
your house owns you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. For me, it has been going on for a while. Actually, before I even moved to Croatia, I've been in this question, where is my home? I mean, my daughter lives in New York, and she would like me to come to US and live with her. And I'm like, no, not New York, no. And now I'm more open for all kind of possibilities, because I've been traveling a lot with Access Consciousness, facilitating classes all over the world. And I can't say that I found the place. This is it. Now I'm going to settle down and just enjoy. And it's like energy is just moving all the time. Nothing stops, and probably not even us. And I'm sure that wherever we go, if we have something going on, like a problem or, something unsolved, that will not go away just because we're moving somewhere. We are just taking it with us. We are just bringing it with us to the next place, and then we create the same energy again. So,
Are you sure you want to settle down, though? You seem to be really happy moving around. That's the thing that I noticed. There's certain people who can be really light and live out of suitcases and travel and create homes, but I have chandeliers and I like to have them installed. So I'm like, I don't think I could do that.
Well, I'm not just moving around, because I cannot move from place to place. Here in Opatia, I signed a long-term contract, actually, and I brought my stuff from Sweden, some of it, but I still have my space in Sweden, the apartment that I own. And I also have a place in Serbia, because my parents left me a house. So this is why I started with this energy, because lately I have been looking at this, and it's not easy for me to go to Serbia, take care of a house, go to Sweden. And so now I'm more like, okay, I'm choosing to sell the house, and I'm looking at renting out my apartment in Sweden. Because I mean, financially, is it really a contribution, to just have empty spaces, places? So, and I've been looking here in Opatia, is this the place to maybe buy something here? And it's still not this lightness and joy of, this is the place where I desire to have, where I'm coming to. So this is how it is for me. And what is home? Actually, isn't home everywhere, or where we are right now?
Yes. This 10 seconds is home, wherever you be, right? Yeah, that's actually the energy I get. It's like we're home wherever we be, wherever you're traveling to. You are the space of infinite being. So wouldn't we have that space available, just like you said, everywhere, right? That we be. So I mean, it's, to me, it's the space. It's not, to me, because I've been asking this for 4 years. I have this house, I own this home, and it's on this beautiful island in Southwest Florida. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's lush and green. It's tropical. We can grow things here that Costa Rica can grow. I mean, it's different. It's beautiful. Yet for 4 years, I've been asking the same question. Where can I be the greatest contribution? Where would the earth love me to be? And what else is truly possible? And so I started to make it really significant, and I got into my head, imagine.
That works really well, right?
It always works well when you do that. You don't stay in the question or be the question. And then finally I said, okay, stop with it. You're trying to figure it out. It's not a computation. It's an energy of just that. Where can I be the greatest contribution? And where is the earth asking for me to be as well? And so then it opened up, it just recently, it opened up this huge space. So I'm super grateful to be here. And it's space to me. It's not a place. You know, like Vladi, you're traveling and you're everywhere, right? And then you have what you would call home. And so what is that? It's like, yes, you can be everywhere and that is your home, right? But what's popping the greatest and the most? Like if we look at the whole world, what area of the world is asking each one of us, hey, do you want to come live there? Like I look at Italy and it always makes me smile, you know?
Wow.
And so I'm like, okay, well then show me, universe, you show me, right?
Yeah.
What will
I've been
take
hearing about like Greece and Turkey and Portugal a lot. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk about that, and I haven't been yet. So it's like, well, looks like it's time to create something and go and check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. And where are the spaces that are pulling us? The energy that's pinging, where is that space? What is that space? And is it home, or is it just where we go visit, or what is that? So it's like, what if we just really submitted to consciousness and allowed it? I know it's been a topic for like a few months now. It's like submitting to consciousness, allowing the universe to be your best friend and to show you, right? And we try to figure it out and we go, well, that's not really pinging. Like New York wouldn't ping for me.
No.
And you know, some places really do ping for me, but I also don't want to be in the mountains where there's no one, right? So it's like, where's that really sweet space, right?
I like a lot what you are saying. I like this, that consciousness, what does consciousness require of us? What do we require of us, and
Yes.
what contribution can we be? That is a question that I have been asking actually since I became an Access Consciousness facilitator 12 years ago. And when you be in that question, then life gets much easier, because you really come to that space where you know that I am here, because all of me in all dimensions is contributing to that presence right now.
Yes.
And yeah, that's actually a very beautiful perspective. Thank you so much for bringing it up, because it lightens up, like you know, everything is here and
Yes.
now. So,
And it's like, it's not
yeah.
the conclusion of, oh, like this is where I need to make home. Like
Yeah.
there's no right choice.
No.
It's all in movement. I've been looking at moving my base from California and in the question of where next. And I was particularly feeling anxious about it a few months ago. I'm not sure why, probably aware of other people, right? Anyway, I asked Gary and I'm like, I just don't have a clue, like what's next and where to go and what to do. And he gave me a clearing that I've been running a lot. What do I need to be to have total clarity and ease with where I go and who I be for all eternity?
Yeah,
oh my God,
nice.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
nice.
it.
It's like, oh, wow, it's so simple.
Yes.
So simple. Like you don't have to get anything right. You don't have, it's just, who are you being? What else could you be? to have ease with wherever you are.
I love that.
And I also remember when he was traveling, I think it was here to San Francisco, after class, he said, I'm going to go home now. And I'm like, home? And he goes, yeah, to my room. And I said, oh, you call home your room? And he's like, yeah, wherever I am, that's home. I was like, yeah, cool. I like that.
Yeah, and it is so true. If you are willing to be present with what is, then wherever you are, that is your home.
Yes.
And what would it take to have that consciousness and be that consciousness that Gary is?
Yes.
Yeah, like not make it outside of you. Your home
Right.
isn't outside of you, it's
Right.
inside of you. And if we're expanded and being, you know, all over the universe, everywhere is home.
Exactly. And it's actually what you are talking about is that there is no way out of this reality but to get the key of consciousness of how we create our reality. And if we have a key, then we can have a lot of fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that you said that. And the key is, what would be fun?
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
What choices do we have? Right? Where could we go and travel to and have classes and just dip your toe in the water? Do you really love it there? Or, you know, when you go to return to where you, like Croatia and California, is that pinging when you come home? Does it embrace you? Right? So we have the capacity to travel the world, right? And facilitate classes. How did we get so lucky? So we get to actually like test the waters of other places too, right?
It's so funny that you're bringing it up because now I'm supposed to go back to Sweden where my apartment is because I have some practical stuff to take care of. And I took my car here to Croatia and it takes like 15 hours to drive and more. And now when I'm going back, I was looking at, okay, so I cannot drive 15 hours, but where would be fun to be for a while? So I was like, okay, Switzerland is nice.
Yeah.
All right, then I will just stop by and have a 3-day body class in Switzerland. And then, okay. So from Switzerland, I have like 8 more hours. Okay, maybe I can go to Germany a couple of days and do a class. And then it was like people. So when I asked that question and it was light, people just showed up that want to cooperate with me and collaborate around that. And then I was like, okay, but to Switzerland, there are, maybe I can stop by somewhere else. And then I was like, okay, I will just go to the castle. Shannon is there doing a Right Riches for You class. So as I paid for a long time ago, one night in the castle, I was like, okay, I can use that now and stay in the castle for 2 nights. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun. And when consciousness has your back, it shows in the way that when you make a choice like I did now, it's like people are popping up from everywhere willing to contribute to this creation, as it is not only for me, but the creation is a contribution to other people. So it's like the generosity of spirit is inviting people to come and play. So it's really amazing how it works. Every time I'm like, oh my God, this is real magic in action. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And contributing to the earth.
And Yeah. And the place in Germany, they have actually horses, and she was showing around how they have built this place and how the horses are contributing to bodies and to the earth. So yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, really true gratitude for the tools of access consciousness.
I love that. That's awesome. And what if it's for us to get out and really step up and be seen too and travel more? Like, what if that is the new space that we're asking for and we just think it's a move? Well, what if it's just going into different spaces, like I said earlier, right?
Yes.
Like what we're talking about, you know? So what if it's that? What if there's a demand for us
So
to be
what
out
would it
more?
take? What would it take for the uncomfortable to be
Yeah,
comfortable?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always
Yeah,
uncomfortable
uncomfortable
lately.
before
I am
you
so
choose.
uncomfortable. Yeah. Oh
You
my God.
know, because like once you choose, everything starts moving
Yes.
and the magic shows up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like the hesitation is the uncomfortable part.
Yeah.
So I'm targeting going to talk to the entity's certified facilitators again this year, which is in Paris
Mhm.
in July. And I thought, well, how fun would it be to create like a facelift class or something after that, and then maybe travel around Europe a little bit. So if anybody out there is listening to this and wants to host me doing some class or maybe a jewelry event or something, ping me, let me know.
Awesome. Yeah. Nice.
That'll be fun. Mhm.
Cool. Do we have any questions in the chat? Are people
No,
wondering
people are
about
saying
something?
hi, gorgeous ladies, and hi. That's all I see so far. I
Ah,
think people just like to listen to whatever it is that we have to say. Ah,
so
so
the
what do
question
you
was,
all-
what energy, yes, what energy, space, consciousness choice can we be to have total clarity and total ease with our choices for all eternity? Right?
Right.
And
Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Yeah.
cool.
Mm,
Now, how many emotional povats do we actually have that that stops us from choosing more?
Yeah.
Because we are emotionally how do you say, when you are like you are connected to a place, you have emotions to that place or to your chandeliers or
no, it's ridiculous.
yeah. So
Yeah. So what if we uncreated and destroyed the relationship that we have with where we currently be? Right. And what other choices now would be available? It's just like when you do that, when you say, okay, I'm ending this relationship between whoever, right? It gives you a whole palette of clear, clean
Mhm.
energy off which to create. And that's the new thing. Instead of uncreating the relationship, I remember Dane saying something like Gary had said, you know, ending the relationship is a totally different energy as well.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so it's just different. I've been playing with that, even with the house, the business, everything, my car, my pets, everything. And it's just been changing so dynamically. So yeah, what if we ended the relationship with everything, with who you think you be, who you've been, and who you even think you be before you even came onto this call right now? You ended that relationship with the being, you know, who you thought you were.
yeah, exactly.
Right. So that we're new and spaced and in question and have infinite choice every 10 seconds. Right, wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine shorts, boys, povads, and
And
beyonds.
like the willingness to create from a different space of probably like no conclusion. Because I remember when I was young, I came to California and I lived in Boston, but I was like, I want to move to California. So I made that a target. I chose it. I've lived here for 30 years in different places. I keep moving, but now I'm like, well, I've done this, but I didn't have a vision for what was next. And that's why it's like this, like, well, I could go anywhere. I don't have this lifelong burning passion to to live any place like I have here. So, wow, like what else is possible without having to have that as a place to choose from?
And what if it's the new space that's available now that we're sensing? And we are conditioned to think, oh, we must move now. What if it's just space? Because there's a whole different reality here now. And are we aware of that space that is not defined? And we think, because we've been programmed and implanted and explanted, to think when we have this show up or this discomfort or whatever this is, it's time to move. What if it's actually not? It's just a different space and you have choice whether to move what if it's just a whole different, I'm gonna say the word again, space.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much fun can we have?
Mhm.
And it's so different. It's so undefined. If you try to define it, it kicks your ass. You can't even,
Immediate.
it does. It's like instant. It's like instant. You just have to surrender. It's what the submitting to consciousness. It's like you have to surrender to consciousness. Like, and if I slow down even for a second, it really will. It like, you know it. And you go, oh my God, okay, I just wait. You know what? Pock and pod that. And then what other choice do I have here? And even as I say that now, there's a space that's available because
Yeah.
you're continuously going. It's like, I think it was Dane, like trying to you run on quicksand. You're learning to run on quicksand. You can't stay, quote, in a place or a thought for even a second or two. You got to keep moving. What if it's that? What if this is about that?
Mhm.
And how much fun can we have? Because this is about playtime now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's amazing. Yes, really. It is about playtime. And I like even more that you mentioned that. And it inspires me to, yeah, it's just choose more and be
Choose
more.
more. Yeah. And choose greater. We're so used to choosing. I mean, we have access tools. So a lot of us are choosing, we're choosing greater, but what beyond the greatest thing you've ever chosen, what would that choice be like? We're not conditioned that way. And when we don't have to have conditioning anymore, which is a great thing too. There is no conditioning. We just get to choose greater and the demand to be greater and show up. For me, that's what's really been up for me is like, show up. I am on this island. It's been 27 years. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay. And I do have an international airport 45 minutes away. And I love that I can come back here and be embraced by this tropical beauty, this lush. I love it. It pulses earth. It's like amazing. But it's like, okay, now that COVID is pretty much okay, the Zoom thing is getting kind of like, all right, get out there now. What if it's that too? And I love, Vladi, that you said that. You created this playground of stops along the way of a 15-hour drive, and you made it fun. And you created consciousness for people, yourself, and the planet.
Yes.
What if we have more of that? Was it fun?
Yeah, for me, this is how I create. I like to, like during COVID, I was not stopped by that. Actually, I traveled a lot, and even when it was uncomfortable, I was like, okay, so let's face it. Let's face it and be in the question. I was running the mantra like really 100 times per day sometimes.
I love that. I love that.
Elevated my own energy so that I could be the space of lightness in every situation. So I actually remember Gary gave us a clearing now in the choice of possibility. The clearing was, what energy, space, consciousness choice can I be to outcreate everyone, including myself, for all eternity?
Yeah.
And that question brings me a lot of joy and puts me always into the presence of, okay, move on.
Yes.
Move on, create more, choose more, and be more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah. How's it get any better?
So true.
Oh my
A
God.
long time ago, he was visiting California for classes, and he came by my studio. I had just moved my art studio to a new big space, and I was like in the look what I created, and he was sort of brushing it off, and I'm like, I don't understand. And he's like, awesome, now what are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
He's so brilliant at getting you to be curious about,
More.
continue.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. No validation. There's not, it's like, okay,
Wait
good.
a second.
What else?
Wait
Yeah.
a second. Look what I created.
Yeah.
This is, look at what I
So what?
created.
What are you
This is
doing?
it.
What are you doing today? What are you creating today? Now what are you doing? It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And you can take the chandeliers with you. They'll pack up nicely in their own suitcase.
I know. I know. And well, what I thought, because I have so many chandeliers, I have more than what fits in here, because I also had a boutique and now they're in the garage. So I thought, oh, maybe I could create a couple of places, Airbnbs, and put in all of the things
Cool.
that I love and create
Wow.
these elegant spaces. And then wherever I want to go, I have my Airbnb that I can go and stay at with the things that I love, and then rent it out when I'm not there.
How's it get any better?
So who wants to partner with me?
Right? Oh my
Oh my
God.
God, what a great, this is really,
Because I love designing.
Big.
I mean, obviously, I love designing spaces that are like the castle, like elegant and opulent and comfortable and inviting, and that, gives you that feeling of being majestic.
I love that. Yeah. Go, go, go. 1, 2,
I
3.
like the energy of your words, Julie. Majestic.
Yeah.
Succulent. Yes, I'm having that and more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm graduated from princess to queen.
I like it.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I realized, princess, has its limitations, the mom and dad get to control. So I think I'll be queen now. Create my own kingdom within. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Cool.
I was coming home from a date the other night, and all the twinkle lights in my garden space. You go from the garage through the garden into the home, and it's so magical. And I was like, wow, I have really created this magical space. And I do that everywhere. And I'd like to do more of that. And maybe create other people's spaces with their energy, because I can tap into that and help them create it. So that would be really fun to travel and help elevate the elegance level of people's homes and
That's beautiful.
lives.
Yeah. How's it get any better?
Come to Apatia in Croatia. There are a lot of old villas here because it used to be a place for kings and queens. So there are a lot of houses that are asking to be restored and
Beautiful.
remodeled, and you can just buy something old and then add all the amazing.
Beautiful.
And that's the fun part, is you look at the property and the people and have the conversation of what they like, and then you just go out and I hear the things, the antiques or whatever, and I'm like, oh, what's in there and what's in there, and you just find all these great deals.
Beautiful.
And put it all together. Yeah, so much fun. Okay, Vladi, I'll come.
Yes.
Remember, you came to California, you stayed with me for that class. We'll trade.
Yes, absolutely. I have an extra bedroom, so you are welcome to be my guest.
And we can
yeah
fluff up your place.
It was so funny, that creation too. So there was a level 2 and 3 at that time going on in San Francisco, and I was in Los Angeles as my daughter was studying there. And I don't know for what reason I called Dane, but I was like, I don't think my energy is needed in that class, so I'm not coming. And he was like, no, don't come. And you shouldn't say don't come to a humanoid, because what happened in me was, why not? Of course I want to go. And then I was like, where am I going to stay? And Julie offered me. Oh, so sweet.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you so much. Yes.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
And now you're going to Croatia.
How far is that from France?
And this is, but this is also the beauty with the tools, right? Because I guess our hearts are much more open, and we are receiving possibilities in a totally different way, maybe than people do. on this planet. There is not so much calculation in it. It's more like, oh, how fun. Yes, come. And let's see where we take it from there. So that's really being in the question of what else is possible here and what are the infinite possibilities for all of us. Yeah.
You know, while we've been talking, I've been considering this thing about contribution and how a lot of people talk about your being contribution when you're being light, but what if you're always a contribution no matter what? And there's a lot of people who are contributing heaviness and angst and upset too. So what contribution are we being?
Yes.
Might be a really cool question to look at.
Sure.
What contribution are we being, and does that work for us?
Yes. I actually always ask the opposite also, like when something is, let's say that I have a situation, I'm asking, so, okay, so what contribution is this right now? And what contribution is it not?
Mm-hmm.
And then again, what contribution is it? And what contribution is it not? It's not about avoiding the good and bad. It's more, what choice did I make to for this showing up in my life right now? And as you said, does it work for me? And if not, what can I now choose different that will be more fun or more ease?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, our 30
Thank
minutes
you.
is over so quickly. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
joining.
much. This was so much fun. Thank
It
you so
was
much.
fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. You're awesome. Thank you. This is a contribution. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Lorraine.
Thanks to
Thank
you.
you, Vladi. Bye.
Bye, everyone.